So in my last video, I broke down why I think BuzzFeed's music knowledge is about as good as my ability to throw a football over them mountains. Janis Joplin? Bro, I feel like such a zoomer right now. Dang, what? I thought that was Bjork. But for today's video, I decided that instead of bullying the lamest news site on the internet, I'd rather just go for someone who actually talks about music. Pitchfork. So sit down, grab some snacks, and join me on my journey through one of the most pretentious music sites on the internet. Alright, Scooby Gang, of course I'm back with another hood classic. You know, today is a very special day. You know why today is a very special day? I'm wearing my Cleveland Browns t-shirt today. I'm not even a Browns fan, you know, this team is shit, you know. I got fresh new Sony headphones. Shit cost me like $14. Fuck. I got only the most refreshing of Arizona flavors, because you know I don't like going to sleep. Insomniac gang. But you know why I'm all fresh like this today? You know I'm all fresh like this today. It's because today we are browsing one of the most pretentious music sites on the entire internet, and that is Pitchfork. Now, I don't hate Pitchfork per se, but like if me and Pitchfork was a person and we were in a room together, I think I would want to strangle Pitchfork, you know. Now I have nothing against Ryan, you know, the founder of Pitchfork. The guy does follow me on Twitter. Shout out to him. The guy did stream my music when I was making it. Yeah, as far as Pitchfork goes, when he stepped down, I think the site kind of went to shit, but bless his heart though. So of course, I think one of the main things I want to look at is, of course, the Frank Ocean aftermath. And of course, Pitchfork, being the Frank Ocean cockriders that they are, they posted up an article about Frank Ocean's absolutely horrendous Coachella performance. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I thought that shit was abysmal. I mean, the man, he played nothing new. All he did was just dance around on stage. He was an hour late, and then he closed the set early, basically just disappointing his fans, which was honestly stupid as hell. And of course, you know, Pitchfork came in firsthand after all the anger and outlash towards Frank Ocean. Of course, they were the first ones to come through and gargle his nutsacks. Dissecting Frank Ocean's Coachella performance and its aftermath, you know. So let's do a quick read of how Pitchfork perceived this absolutely abysmal performance of this man looking like Frozone from The Incredibles. So my guy Pooja Patel says, there have been waves of commentary since the performance, considering why something like this could happen, and how artists are under a lot of pressure. And there was a lot of conversation around, just like, was Frank okay? He's still grieving the passing of his younger brother, and he spoke to that directly during the performance. And it almost felt like he didn't want to be there. It's like there was one camp who's like, if you don't want to play, don't agree to play, versus the other folks being like, people can suddenly be in a crisis and you don't know, versus folks being like, he just didn't care and this was for the money. Which, to be honest, when it came to that Frank Ocean Coachella performance, I am on the side of, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, your brother passed and, you know, you could be grieving still. You know, I don't, you know, at the end of the day, as people are saying, like, you know, if you didn't want to play, you should have never signed a contract to play, you know. Pitchfork didn't break down your door with a SWAT team and force you to play, dude. They just went up to you and you was like, hey, do you want to do this Coachella thing? And, you know, y'all put down some things in the contract, you know, threw some numbers up there for payment, and that was kind of just it. And as far as it seems for Frank, it looks like he kind of just ran through it for the money and kind of didn't really care about anything else. Because I'm pretty sure he also made up some lame duck-ass excuse talking about his leg or whatever. Yeah, okay, so a representative for the musician confirmed to Rolling Stone on Wednesday night that the upcoming performance had been canceled because the singer had suffered a leg injury. That is a fucking lie. Frank, bless your heart, but that's a super lie. Like, that is the worst PR excuse I've ever saw. Yeah, guys, I hurt my leg. Bro, this man was out here diddy bopping on stage. You didn't hurt your fucking leg, you lying ass nigga. Nigga didn't hurt his leg. That man just wanted to get a quick bag. He knew what he was up to. If I was him, I probably would have did the same shit. And I don't really care about the fans at that point. So my guy Mapes at the end says, I think artists should be allowed time to process. And when he said that, it really made me have more empathy towards whatever was going on that stage in a way that I don't think people who weren't there or didn't watch it in full could understand. I mean, to this statement, personally, alright, so what I'm gonna say is, right, I feel like I don't really have to be there to understand, when something sucks ass, and I mean, he made a solid follow-up by saying, but you can both understand what an artist is going through and also be disappointed, which is correct. I agree with that statement. I mean, I don't know. My thing is, I feel like, I could show up to anything, and it could still be underwhelming to me, it's just a thing that me seeing it on an Instagram live, because of course Frank didn't want to stream his Coachella performance because he's such a dickhead. Seeing it on an Instagram live still, like, it was still disappointing regardless. I mean, who the fuck wants to pay for Coachella tickets? They're like $1 bajillion, right? And I mean, for the people who did go, if you enjoyed it and you went, like, and you enjoyed it, whatever, that's cool. I mean, I would hope you enjoyed it. You did pay a lot of money to go to Coachella, so I would hope you'd fucking enjoy something, right? But at the same time, if you were disappointed, I also don't blame you, because once again, you paid a lot of money to be there, and Frank Ocean gave out a pretty mid-grade ass, low bar ass performance. Lion saying that he hurt his leg. I don't believe that he hurt his leg. Come on. 2 fractures and a sprain in his left leg? What are you, a basketball player? Your shit did not get fucked up that bad, nigga. They was making some old BS ass excuse. How'd your leg even get hurt, big man? Listen, bro. All I gotta say is Frank probably just wanted to collect the bag, and then once shit got too hot, he just bounced out. Aside from gargling the nutsack of Franklin Ocean, Of course, they say 8 new albums you should listen to now. Jessie Ware dropped an album? Jessie Ware dropped an album? I didn't even know that, dude. Dude, What's Your Pleasure was legit one of my more favorite albums to come out in 2020. I did not know she dropped an album. Now I have something to listen to. I did not know she dropped an album. That is insane. I seen people talking about this new National album, and they said it was like dog water, which is... So whenever somebody gives like criticism on like hip hop, I'm pretty wishy-washy on it. I'll make that opinion myself, right? But when it comes to like other genres, and I see like even Redditors giving it shit, I'm definitely more likely to take their word for it, because it's just so goofy. Like, people were saying this shit was just absolute dog water, and I'ma just believe it. They interviewed the teenager who live streamed Frank Ocean's Coachella set. Bruh. I'm not gonna get too in depth to this, because like, fuck out of here. I'm not giving you no free clout, but like at the same time, LMAO, like damn, like they're really out here interviewing this shit. Racer Murr dropped a new album, Shrimp for Life. Not gonna lie, man. Forgot they existed, but that's super disrespectful for me to say, I guess. Navy Blue announces a June 2023 tour. I would go see Navy Blue live. But the question is, who actually listens to Navy Blue? I don't think I've ever met anybody who actually listens to Navy Blue. Like, I know they're out there, but I feel like they're like Ninja Turtles, they just hide in the shadows and shit, They just wait for the moment that he just gets any form of recognition, and then they kind of just crawl out the sewers, like Ninja Turtles, like little fucking New York sewer rats, But yeah, very interesting to see that Navy Blue is out here getting tours and shit. You don't see too many people talking about him, That's like hearing about like Mike. How many people know Mike, I mean, they basically both make like the same style of music. And if you don't even know who Navy Blue is, if you've been following Supreme on Instagram for like the past 4 or 5 years, you should know who Navy Blue is. You've seen his face. Honestly, can I ask a question? Who is James Corden's audience? Who does he pander to? Is he for like the younger audience, like young adults or maybe even teenagers, or is he for like 40-year-old wine moms, All I know is he was in Cats and that movie was shit. Triller accepts liability for breach of contract with Sony. I'm surprised Triller is still going, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, breach of contract over unpaid royalties. Of course, they can't afford to pay the royalties. Nobody uses Triller anymore. I don't think I've ever met a nigga who uses Triller anymore. That shit had like a solid 5 months of clout, and then Musical.ly and TikTok came around and nobody gave a fuck about Triller. Yeah, did y'all hear about this? The Fugees, Praz Mitchell, found guilty of criminal conspiracy. That man was basically like a whole like spy, basically, for China on some nut shit. That man was taking like backdoor money to get connects for like foreign officials and whatnot, and billionaires and shit. Which, how do you even do that? How do you go from being just part of the Fugees to just being a whole just like international conspirator. Like, that's such a jump. That's like Rick Ross going from like, you know, like a prison guard, being a cop, then being a rapper. The next thing you know, he's in the CIA or some shit. Like, that's how crazy that is. Like, what? Grimes and Columbia Records part ways. God is good. God is good. Grimes has been dropped. I have more to live for now. Just go back to Elon Musk or something. I don't know. I remember I seen something that said that Grimes smells like pennies. Let me see if I can find that again. Yeah, Azalea Banks called Grimes a brittle-boned meth head who smells like a roll of nickels. My God, Azalea. Azalea Banks with a rare W. Even though Azalea Banks is a little bit of a fucking nutcase, I swear, every single time Azalea Banks has hit it, man, she's hit it right on the head. She's such a nut job. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Once again, it feels good to drop another hood classic. And if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe as well. Follow my IG Twitter and follow Chocolate on Instagram for more illustrations. And on that note, I'll see you guys on Friday when I learn how to drive a Formula 1 car as good as Ferrari. Peace.